All right, so in this video, we're going to be working with the sorting station over here on the right. It's wired up to Compact Logic's PLC over here. The controller number is shown right here, 1769L24ER-QB1B, and that's the controller you'll have to use when you're working with this in Studio 5000 when you're creating a project for this. So the way that this works is it sorts widgets based on their height. So a shorter widget will get deflected down this conveyor, and a taller widget will get to continue on down the conveyor over here. So it's sorting these widgets based on their height, and I'll just set them here on the table just to show you that they do have a different height. You can see there. So the black one, when I set this on the conveyor here, the black one will it's shorter, so it will get directed, you'll see, down that longer conveyor there. And then when I place the red one, which is taller, it will then go to the end there. And there's proximity switch over here, optical proximity switch, that will detect when the red one gets there, and it kind of shuts the system down. So that's how this all functions. I'll take you over and show you the tags here, so you know the status of the switches when they're in their normal position. Just going to go into program mode here and put everything in its normal state. I just go to toggle the sort arm. Okay, so I'm going to grab this red switch out of this red widget out of there, so the optical switch isn't tripped. So all of our switches and stuff should be in their normal state now. So let's just have a look to see. Let's see here. First, I'll go to edit tags, and yes, it looks like they are grouped with inputs and outputs. So all of our outputs are shown right here. So these first four are all outputs on our PLC. The sort arm is going to sort between tall and short. We have a hold. I'll show you where the hold is. So this here is our sort arm. Our hold is right here, so we can hold this into position so our sensor has a little bit of a chance to read it. So there's a timer running this. It comes out for 1 second, so this our optical height sensor can pick up the height. And so that would be hold. And then we have our conveyor 1 and our conveyor 2. So our conveyor 1 and our conveyor 2 are these two conveyors. Conveyor 1 being the one going, I guess, horizontal right now, and the other one going perpendicular to it would be conveyor 2. Let's have a look at all the switches here. We have start, so start, tall, short, and done. So those are the 4 inputs. So I'll just show you where those are all on the trainer. So start right here is this optical switch right here. So when this optical switch is tripped, then both conveyors will start. The height sensor right here is called tall. So tall is right here. And then short is this optical sensor right here. So once short goes past here, it gives us input and lets us know that the short widget went on to conveyor 2. And the last one, done here, done is our optical switch over here. And this basically shuts off all the conveyors. I've got it set up so when we get a tall widget in there, then it shuts everything off. So that's how that's all set up. That's how all of our tags and stuff are set up. And let's just look at the normal state of all these now. So if we have a look here, you can see conveyor 1, 2, hold, and short. They're all turned off right now. Nothing's running, nothing's energized. So just to show you the position here, when this arm isn't energized, it's open like this. When the conveyors aren't energized, they're off. And when this plunger here is not energized, it's sticking out. When it gets energized, it comes in and allows the widget to pass. So they're all in their normal state right now. The start switch and tall, both of these switches you can see are normally open, and short and done are both normally closed. They're both in the closed position right now with nothing in front of them or nothing tripping them, right? So that gives the status of all of those switches, the normal state for all of those switches. All right, so now to give you some information on writing your program, the way that we want this set up is so that our start switch here, when a widget comes down, it's gonna turn on both conveyors. So you can see both conveyors are on and running right now. The only way that they will shut off is if we have a tall widget come through right here, and that will activate done, and it will shut off the conveyors. So that's how the conveyors are going to function. They're both going to function the exact same way. They're both going to be controlled the exact same way. All right, so our next output to our hold plunger right here, it is going to stay out or in its de-energized state until for 1 second after start is activated. So when start is activated, it will sit like this for 1 second, and then after that 1 second, it will energize and pull the plunger in and allow the widget to pass. The reason why we have that 1 second timer in there is so this height sensor has some time just to get a good reading on it, just to make sure that it doesn't miss a tall object. So just to demonstrate that now, I'll energize start, 1 second delay, and then you can see it opened there. So that's the way we want that set up. The way that this de-energizes, or the plunger pops back out, is if either our switch over here for our short or our done is activated. So watch the plunger here. I'm going to activate done over here, and you can see there it opened. So let's do that again. 1 second delay, and then when I trip this sensor, either of these sensors here is going to make that go back to its de-energized state there. So, but there's going to be a 1 second delay initially there. You can see every time start is activated. So if a new widget comes in, 1 second delay, and then once the widget is picked up by going this direction or this direction, it's going to reset that. All right, so our sort arm right now is currently in its energized state. And so the way that we want this to function is if at any time that our height sensor is tripped here, we want it to de-energize and to stay de-energized until done is tripped over here. And now it's energized again. So this needs to be energized to get it to this position. This would then de-energize it. And so this actually requires an internal bit to get this to function properly. Our tall sensor right here, when it becomes true, it's going to de-energize this. And when done over here becomes false, it's going to then energize this. So by using an internal bit to control our sort arm and these two switches right here, we should be able to get this to function properly. So that's how the sort arm needs to function. All right, so we'll demonstrate the operation of this one more time. We have our shorter widget here, the black one. I'm going to set it into position. You can see that it detected that it was shorter. Continues to run. Now we put a taller widget in here, picks up that it's taller, and then once it gets over to the done switch there, it stops the system. All right, so to show everything working now, I'm just going to place a widget over there, the shorter one. It's going to sort it. We'll put a taller widget. And the taller one went over and shut everything down. All right, everything's functioning. So hopefully this all makes sense and you can complete this lab.